Timely AerWay makes it easy to increase yield and stocking rates without extra fertilizer. AerWay's patented air and till technology increases pasture and hay production through stronger root systems, reduces water runoff, increases moisture retention and fertilizer utilization, improving even the toughest soils with little surface disruption. The ability of the soil to sustain a crop is dependent on three interrelated properties: physical, chemical, and biological. The physical includes texture, structure, compaction, hardpan, and porosity, while the chemical includes fertilizer, lime, pesticides, pH, CEC, cations, and anions. The biological includes bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes, earthworms, protozoa, and algae. Of these, scientists agree that the physical condition of the soil is the key to efficient biological and chemical activity, which determines how much plant life the soil can support. Soil tilth is a measure of the balance between the basic soil elements: air, minerals, water, and organic matter. The proper balance of these elements increases soil production by allowing efficient interaction of all the soil systems. Air and water balance in the soil is the key to good root growth. Compaction squeezes air and water out of the soil and can reduce yields by 50% or more. It can be caused by animal traffic, repeated equipment passes, tillage, and even rainfall. Soil symptoms include reduced water infiltration, standing water, runoff, decreased root mass, reduced microbial activity, and nutrient leaching. Plant symptoms include slow crop emergence, uneven stands, stunted plants, leaf discoloration, shallow roots, malformed roots, moisture stress, and weed pressure. Soil compaction is a physical problem, and the best solution is mechanical aeration. Let's look closely to see how the AerWay really works.
The patented AerWay is the original and only true shadow tine aerator. The basis of the technology has been developed through the unique positioning of the tines, not only off the roller shaft, but relative to each other on adjacent rows. In the first plane, the center line of the tine is moved to the rear of the radial line from the middle of the roller, ensuring a smooth cutting action entering the soil and accelerating the tine movement at exit for maximum thrust. Optimal soil movement is produced by leaning the tines away from the vertical line and twisting them around their own axis. The angled and sharpened leading edge of the tine results in the least resistance for the tine entering the ground. As the shaft continues to rotate, the tine cuts deeper into the soil profile, piercing through crust and compaction. Simultaneously, the lean and twist of the tine combine to force the adjacent soil laterally and vertically, shattering compaction and fluffing the soil. As the tine passes through its vertical down position, the twist and lean of the tine cause it to move away from the outboard wall of the entrance cavity and force it against the inboard side, not only moving the adjacent soil laterally, but with the twist of the tine causing it to act like a small spade, lifting the soil. On the soil surface, the herringbone pattern produced by the AerWay is visible evidence of a loosened soil which maintains its subsurface structure to support machinery and animal weight. Another patented feature of the AerWay allows the user to offset the roller relative to the line of travel in small increments. The greater the degree of offset, the more aggressive the aeration process, until at maximum it produces cultivation. Shown here is an actual AerWay roller, set at 7.5 degrees. Notice the soil shifting sideways and heaving as the AerWay tine rotates through the soil. Use of the AerWay recreates the pore spaces and enhances the capillary action, allowing air and water into and through the soil profile. This is necessary to maintain soil balance and promote microbial activity. Soil which has been AerWayed produces the environment for strong root growth and excellent yield potential. While the animation shown here emphasizes the action of the AerWay shadow tine, your results may vary depending on your soil type, moisture content, and degree of compaction.
Compaction relieved through use of the AerWay increases pore space, reduces soil bulk density, and balances the air and water content in the soil for optimum microbial activity. Soil conditions will exhibit increased water infiltration, improved drainage, reduced runoff and erosion, greater root mass, increased microbial activity, and less nutrient leaching. The plants in AerWayed ground will show vigorous crop emergence, even growth, maximum development, deeper and healthier roots, increased root mass, better drought tolerance, and improved disease resistance. AerWay gives you unmatched versatility. You can aerate, renovate, and overseed with the same AerWay unit through use of the unique Quick Adjust feature. Adjustment takes only seconds and lets you choose the degree of aggression which suits your objective based on your soil type and moisture content. The AerWay should be used whenever compaction in the top 8 to 10 inches of the soil is identified as a barrier to achieving optimum pasture growth or hay production. Your local agronomist or extension agent will be able to assist you with methods to measure compaction. AerWay is the ideal implement for soil preparation when overseeding or renovating. For best results, set the angle of the tined roller shafts between 2.5 and 10 degrees of offset, depending on your soil type, and follow with a drag harrow. Seeding can be done beforehand or broadcast along with the AerWay pass. The harrow ensures good seed-to-soil contact for optimal germination, and the AerWay loosened soil maximizes plant establishment. AerWay units are available in a variety of sizes and styles, from 6-foot width to 30-foot width, to suit a variety of applications. Options include your choice of 3-point linkage or pull type, fixed stanchion or spring-mounted, harrows and harrow carriers. Your nearest AerWay dealer can tailor the product to fit your needs.
Currently, we are using the AerWay in coastal Bermuda, Klein grass, Gardo bluestem, and native Bermuda pastures and hay meadows. In all the hay meadows, I've had a 40% increase in hay production and more grass and native pastures going into the winter. The AerWay has also worked great by increasing phosphate retention in the root zone based on recent soil tests. The AerWay is used after each hay cutting. Ubar Ranch Incorporated, John Stewart, manager, San Antonio, Texas. I would like to tell the world what an AerWay can do. We cover about 2,000 acres with ours. Over the 15 years I've owned the ranch, I have spent close to $500,000 on dikes, ponds, and terracing to protect the land from runoff. If I had known what AerWay does, I could have saved most of the money. Anyone with a runoff erosion problem should buy an AerWay. Dallin Spendlove, Virgin, Utah. Our AerWay has nearly doubled our hay production and allowed us to run nearly twice the cattle on the same acreage. The best tool for the dollar spent of anything on the farm. We recommend running the AerWay prior to fertilization to allow quick access to the root zones. Vince Kelly, General Manager, Carruth Cattle Company, El Paso, Arkansas. I've been using my AerWay over 14 years now. The result is increased yields and evidence of lots of earthworm activity. My hay production increased by 25% on fields where I use the AerWay. AerWay is one of the most important pieces of equipment on my farm. Milt Harmon, Geneva, New York.
The AerWay is designed and manufactured by the Holland Group of Companies, a worldwide leader in the production of truck and trailer-related accessories and agricultural and turf aeration equipment. AerWay, the better way. See for yourself how the AerWay shatter time can increase hay and pasture production for you. Call us today for more information.